Let us do Brahmanan.
Hello students, in the previous session we discussed different characteristic feature of the living beings which distinguish the living beings from the non-living things. In them some are defining characteristic, some are non-defining characteristic, but they are the living characteristic. Even though some characteristics are the living characteristic, but they are not defining characteristic. For example, growth is also seen in the non-living, because by the accumulation, by the addition of the same type of substance on the surface, on the external surface, the non-living thing can also grow. For example, mountain, the sandstone. But in living beings, the growth means that is from inside, whereas in non-living things growth means from outside, in living things from the inside. That is by or through the cell division. It increase in number and increase in mass, and the growth is also concerned with reversible or irreversible. In living, the growth is irreversible. Once growth is done, it is not coming back. We are not going back to our childhood stage. We all are growing on and growing on. At a particular stage, the growth ceases. Only healing and repair occurs. Where there is a wound, where there is a damage of any tissue, then that tissue, that region, in that region where there is a wound, in that region only the healing means again that new tissue covers that space, and or repair if anything is damaged, any cell is damaged, any tissue is damaged, that tissue or cell or tissue is repaired. We discuss some defining characteristics like cellular organization, cellular structure, the metabolism, consciousness. Okay. Now all living organisms, they have these characteristics, the consciousness, the metabolism and the cellular organization seen only in living beings, and there is no exception from prokaryote to complex eukaryotic organisms. Or when you say, already as we told that discuss, from prokaryote to eukaryote means unicellular to multicellular also, from protista to animalia, all are having the living characteristics, that is the in common without any exception, that they are the metabolism, where the metabolism biochemical reaction that take place in the protoplasm, the cellular organization, consciousness. Even though all organisms are needed to be reproduced for the continuity of the life, but some exceptions are there. Some are not. Some couples in human being, you see, some couples are not able to give birth the child, but by taking some medical assistance or doing the testy baby, that is not the solution. They have given birth. But if one is not capable to giving birth, means they are not becoming the non-living, but however the living characteristic became the exception for that person. Okay. In this session we are going to discuss biodiversity. What is biodiversity? Biodiversity. Diversity means variability. Bio means life. Diversity in life. This is nothing but the diversity or variability in life. In life or living beings. The variability, biodiversity term was coined by W.G. Rosen. Biodiversity means it is the diversity or variability among the living forms. How? In different manner. That is, they differ from each other. Living forms differ from each other in morphology, external structure. What is this morphology? External structure. The habitat, the food habit, okay, etc. They differ in the morphology, even the internal structure, not only external, even the internal structure, habitat, where they do live, where the organisms, living beings live, food habit, etc. Some living organisms live in the water, some are on the land, some on the tree. On the basis of the habitat, where do they live? They show variability or diversity. There are different levels of biodiversity. Is there? Levels of biodiversity. Genetic diversity. There are three levels of diversity, biodiversity. Genetic diversity, species diversity, and ecosystem diversity. These are the different levels: genetic, species, and ecosystem. We will discuss. The biodiversity means how they differ from each other and on different basis. Let us see on what basis the different levels of biodiversity is there. Genetic diversity refers to the diversity among the individuals of a species. It refers to the diversity means, remember, variability, variation, difference. It refers to the diversity or variability within a species. That means among the individuals of a species. See the case of the Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens, we all are Homo sapiens, human beings, and you just see the human beings, the of the Russia, human beings of the Africa and of our country, how we are different in morphology, in the behavior, food habitat, etc. You even imagine how the siblings, the children of the same parent, how they differ from each other. Someone is tall. Suppose you are having a brother or a sister from whom you are different. You look different. So someone is fair, someone is darker in complexion, skin color, some is taller, some is shorter in height. One is healthy, one is thin, or one is normal health. The eye colors also is different among the different individuals. You see your friend's iris, the what you tell black eye, white eye, and there at the center there is a black eye. That color of black eye, that is called, actually biological term is iris. In the color of iris, for example, how we are different from each other in the color of iris. Iris means the black part of your eye. Black or blue or grey, it is also different in different individuals. Color of the hair, thickness of the hair, one's height, or the weight, or weight is the color, complexion, etc. Why these differences are same, variation are found? Because of the variation is mainly due to the genetic recombination. Genetic recombination during sexual reproduction. During sexual reproduction. You see, in the sexual reproduction, the egg is fused by a sperm. The egg is from the mother, sperm is from the father. When it is fusion occurs, a new individual develops. The embryo, unicellular embryo develops. Here the 23 chromosomes, but here in zygote, how many chromosomes? 46 chromosomes are there. It may be 44 plus XX or 44 plus XY. You see, here only the difference came. Because in female, all are, here what is the chromosome? 22 plus X compulsory, definitely, no Y chromosome. Here 22 plus X, it may be X, or 22 plus Y. Am I clear? So this is the difference, how a simple, I am not talking about a boy or girl, but all other characteristics. This depends upon the type of sex chromosome. But other characteristics, all the characteristics of an individual is expressed by a gene. Gene is the segment of DNA. DNA present within the chromosome. Chromosomes are present within the nucleus. So when these gametes, these are called gametes, egg or sperm, they are produced randomly. Which 23 chromosome it is gone to that particular egg, we don't know. So when the recombination occurs, 23 chromosome from father, 23 chromosome from mother, when these chromosomes combine, a new the organism is formed. We or you are developed. In zygote, there is a new combination of the chromosome or the genes. Okay, that's why variation is caused due to the genetic recombination during the sexual reproduction. Okay, this is why we are different. Not only the genetic cause is there, but also environmental effect is also there. You see how the African people look like, and see the Russian people, how they are so fair, that their skin color, and how they are structured. So even environmental factors also affect the genetic diversity. That you remember. You see some more examples, a different type of rose flower, and the variety of the different types of breed of the dogs. Example, you can take the different breeds of dog, different type of roses, different type of mangoes, even the same fruit, but they are different from each other in taste, in color, in shape, in size. These are the different features. Next, let us discuss the species diversity. Species diversity among the different population. Yes, I was telling you that how the even though all are human being, the Russians or African people or the Indian, all are the human being, Homo sapien, but still though we are different from each other. So population diversity is coming under the genetic diversity. Means a population of the same species. Here the Russian population of the human being, the African population of the human being, the Indian population of the human being, or you see with the Brahmpurian people, the people of the Bhubaneswar or Cuttack, or the people of the Sambalpur. How we are different from each other? Even though we are Indians, the Eastern Indian people, Assamese, or you think about the Southern India people, South Indians, or how we are different from each other. Even here the population, what can be used? Okay, now come to the species diversity of the different type of species present in a particular area. Diversity, that is the, again I am telling, giving the comparison. In case of genetic diversity, that is the diversity within the species. Write down the word again. What I am telling? Genetic diversity comes under, or we can say genetic diversity involves the, is seen within the species, within a species. And species diversity means variability. Diversity is seen among the species. Among the different species, among the, have you written down? Among the different species in an area. The diversity is seen among the different species within an area, in an area, is called species diversity. It is studied as a species richness and species evenness. It is studied in two terms. It is studied, the species diversity is studied under two headings. Under two headings. They are species richness, I am telling you, species richness and species evenness. Evenness. What is species richness? That in a community, different type of species means within a community. So we can say the different species in an area, or we can say it is seen within a community. In an area where the different type of species they live, that area is called, or that location is called community. So the variability or variation is seen among the different species in an area or community is called the species diversity. It can be studied under two headings, that is species richness and evenness. Species richness means that is the number of type of species. What are the different type of species? Are we living in a community? Yes. You see, even you will tell, no, only we family are living over there, no one else is there. No one else? How it is possible? Or that the plants, the trees or herbs, or the insects, the domestic animals, they are living surrounding you. So, but we are not considering all this, but still let me tell you that different type of species. You think about a forest or a simple ecosystem. Different type of species means suppose human beings are here, or in our community, suppose the human beings are here, and the cows, we are keeping the domestic animal for milk, and for the safety we are keeping the dogs. Even we keep the domestic animal, we keep the cat as a domestic animal. And the different plants, we have a garden, different type of, within a garden also you will find the different species. So this is the type of species in an area within a community. So number of type of different type of species are there. What is the number of that type? Number of species, or simply number of species. But species evenness, from in each species, suppose here are the 10 species are there, 10 type of species, 10 different species are there. Suppose the human, I am comparing over here, different human, dog, as I told, cat, suppose the ant, the mango tree, or etc. So how many human beings are Homo sapiens are surviving in this community? That is the, okay, let us tell 1,000. Are the 1,000 dogs are here? No, only in 1,000 among the 1,000 human beings, only suppose 50 dogs are here, or 20 cats are here, or here millions of ants, millions, suppose 1 million or 2 million, millions. Okay, mango tree, suppose 200 mango trees are here. So this is not evenness. Evenness is counted as whether all are in equal number or not. It is not compulsory that the all type of species should have the same number of individuals. I am talking about the individuals of a particular species. In a locality, in an area, different species, they may live, they are surviving, are living. Among them, how many type of species are there? That is the species richness. And how under each species, how many number of individuals are the same number of individuals found in all type of species or not? If it is not, but in the under the heading of evenness it is studied, that is abundance, species abundance. You can tell this is nothing but species abundance is, this is species abundance or abundance of the individuals. Species number is is considered to be studied under the species diversity. Even the evenness means abundance of the individuals of each and every species. That means there is the species diversity, as we discussed, it is seen within the community. Now next, ecosystem diversity. Okay, ecosystem diversity, that means diversity or the variation among the different ecosystem or among the different communities. Okay, the diversity in between or variation of different diversity or variation among the different communities or ecosystem. This is also known as the habitat diversity. Habitat diversity are also known as community diversity or the habitat diversity or even ecological diversity. You see, it is the diversity in higher level, whereas species diversity, as we know, species is the, we will discuss afterward. Okay, the species is the smallest unit of the classification. We will discuss the classification afterward. So that is, the species is the smallest unit. Species is the when we classify the living world, then species is the smallest unit. But we have discussed the level, the smallest level, the lowermost level of the living organism, that are the molecular level, that are present within the cell, submicroscopy level, molecular level, and highest level is biosphere, and within which the biomes are, ecosystems are there. Okay, in an ecosystem, the different type of organisms they remain in an in an ecosystem, in a habitat, or in an ecosystem, who are living? The producers, those are autotroph, those who produce their food, those who synthesize their own food themselves, they synthesize, those who synthesize their own food and producers. Then the consumers, plants are the producers, plants are the producers. Consumers, example, we are the consumers, the animals. Then decomposers, for example, the microorganism like the bacteria. So the type of producer, consumer or decomposer, that are the different level of the ecosystem, trophic level of the ecosystem, that is, and their relationship within them, that is different from each and other ecosystem. There is the individuality, the individual characteristic feature is there. How it is how it is found, individual unique property characteristic found in an individual in case of genetic diversity, that is specific characteristics are found in a species, in a particular species. Similarly, some specific relationship and the specific type of particular type of individual species, particular type of individuals, or they are surviving in an ecosystem. And what are the in an aquatic ecosystem? Will you find any terrestrial organism inside the aquatic ecosystem? Only you will get the organisms, living organism, those who can, those who live in water. So let us take some examples of aquatic ecosystem. Aquatic ecosystem, even among the in the aquatic ecosystem, pond ecosystem, river ecosystem, or the ocean, the ecosystem of the ocean, or these are different. Even though aquatic, then also they vary from each other. The ecosystem, within this ecosystem, which species are surviving and their relationship, everything is different from each other. Or let us take the example of forest. The rainforest, the deciduous forest, where the deciduous forest, where the leaves in a particular season they fall, deciduous forest. Okay, suppose the desert land, these are the examples. So here, how the organisms living in a particular landscape, in a particular in a particular community or a particular area, in a large landscape or in a large geographical location. Okay, variation, what I told, variation among the among the communities or ecosystem within a geographical location. Geographical location. Okay, write down all this. As we discuss the different level of biodiversity, that the huge variation or the difference is found among the individuals, among the species, and the species of the richness and the richness of the species or number of species found in each and every ecosystem that differs. It is estimated that the 5 to 30 million of species are there. 30 to 5 to 30 million of species are found on earth. It is the estimated report, okay? Estimated report. It is estimated that about 5 to 30 million of species are found on earth in the biosphere, out of this 1.7 to 1.8 million species are identified and named. Identified and named. Only a few. And out of these identified ones, the relationship with each other and the relationship with the human being in an ecosystem, it is still yet to be studied. Every day, even every year, you can say, newly identified and named species are added up every year. It is likely to be impossible. It is impossible to remember. It is impossible to remember these identified species, name of the identified species. These identified species. So, it is required the species should be the identified and named species. They should be arranged on the basis of similar characteristics and dissimilar characteristics in a systematic manner. They should be grouped or arranged in a systematic manner. The systematic arrangement of these living organisms into different groups is called classification. And this is why classification is required. What I told, what is classification? The systematic arrangement of the living organisms is called classification. It is impossible to remember these identified species. Hence, species or the organisms. Hence, the identified and named organisms the species in abbreviation we should write like this, SPS. Organisms or species are required to be or needed to be or needed to be grouped for easy access. Easily we can get the information about that specific organism. Easy access and reference for everybody. For easy access and reference for everybody, the organisms, identified organisms, they should be grouped. And this arrangement or grouping should be done on the basis of similar or dissimilar characteristics. What is the need of classification? For easy access, easily we can reach that particular, get the organism and reference for everybody. Someone is doing research, different people are doing research, different people are need for the medicine purpose. So easy access and the reference for the everybody, they should be grouped. Okay, arrangement or grouping should be done on the basis of similar or dissimilar characteristics in a systematic manner. Thus, the conclusive line I am telling you, write down: the systematic arrangement of living organisms. The systematic arrangement of living organisms is called classification. Okay, so what we discuss in this session, we discussed the biodiversity, the diversity or variability among the individuals, among the living organisms. It is very huge. because the living organisms, they vary from the in morphology, in habitat, in their habit, in their physiological activities, internal activities, in the not only in morphological structure, external structure, but also in the internal structure. And these organisms, they vary in size from the minute microscopic organism to the huge the large organism, the honey fungus, or the large animal, that is blue whale. Okay, we discussed the different level of biodiversity. They are the genetic diversity seen within the species, species diversity seen in between the species, among the different species of a community. And ecosystem biodiversity or ecosystem diversity is the diversity of the communities, that is in between the communities, in between the communities or the ecosystems that are found, that are present in a geographical location. Okay, and now what is the need of classification? For easy access, simply for easy access and the reference. Suppose I am teaching you about the mango tree, mango plant and its fruits. So I should give reference from where I will get the informations. Where if it is classified, then I will get all those informations. Okay. Thank you.